is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendez, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
All right, guys. Today I'm here with Matthew Couper. Matthew, how are you?
Good.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Do you mind giving us your Instagram, please, to start?
Sure. It's Matthew_Couper_studio, and Couper is spelled Couper.
Perfect. Thank you for spelling that, because a lot of people will later email me or comment, "Oh, can you have the guest please spell the name?" So
yeah,
because a lot of people like to listen to the episodes and then check out the Instagram while they're listening. Is this your first time at the Spring Break Art Show?
It is. Yeah, really excited to be here. It's been a good setup.
Yeah, nice, very good. Your booth looks amazing, I have to say.
Thank you.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about the work that you're exhibiting here?
Sure. Yeah. So I've got a series of isolation paintings that I've been working on since 2019, and the main idea behind them is about social isolation, which came about from the prevalence of social media and our loss of physical contact. And then COVID happened, so it was a bit of kind of precognition, maybe, and so I kept on going, and to, I guess, give the viewers an idea of what it looks like, there's normally an island in a sea, and then there's objects floating above it, pieces of wood nailed together, smoke, bow drills, pipes, stuff like that. And so I guess the idea behind the paintings is that I'm aestheticizing survival. Yeah. So I'm taking pieces of wood, throwing them up in the air, and seeing kind of where they land. And, as an artist, you aestheticize everything, Yeah. And so it's a way of kind of thinking about the seriousness of survival, especially in contemporary culture. Yeah. And then painting it. And
how many works are you exhibiting?
I think there's 14.
14,
so
oh my goodness. You've been busy.
yeah, there's a bunch of little paintings and one big painting and some drawings.
I love the amount of details and use of color in your work. That's what grabbed my attention. It's really nice. It feels like it takes you to a portal, it feels like it takes you another dimension. I don't know how to explain it correctly.
No, that's great.
Sucks you in and takes you to a place with endless imaginations. That's the vibe I got.
Perfect.
It's pretty nice.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. Cool. And what's your creative process like? Are you do you prefer to paint in the day, in the nighttime?
It's I guess I'm pretty routine. I like to get up and draw and get into a kind of mode of painting, and I guess I'm always thinking about what I want to achieve in the painting. Yeah. So I might make notes about that, but I am very process-based. I like to paint a lot, and I like to paint a lot on one work. So I'm often painting over things or scraping off paint or changing colours. So I like to kind of feel that something's happening for me almost as the viewer and the painter. Yeah. So it is an experience. Yeah.
And do you have any studio rituals? When you get to the studio, are you able to get to work right away? Do you have to have a coffee, read the news, meditate?
Oh yeah, always an espresso before I start.
Yeah, always an espresso.
I'm lucky because I've got a pretty big studio in my house. So I'll often just get up in my dressing gown, have a coffee, and walk straight into the studio and look.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And are you able to separate your life from your work, or are you kind of always maybe getting up in the middle of the night to go paint or finish something, or are you able to kind of separate the two?
That's a good question. I think as I'm getting older, I try and make it more strict. I work a certain amount of time and stop. And I've got a partner and I've got friends and stuff like that, so I like to make sure I'm taking care of that. And so it's not a job, but it has got that kind of 9 to 5 feel a bit. Yeah.
And how do you keep track of your ideas? Do you write everything down, notes, app?
Just drawing. I carry around a little sketchbook, and I'm almost 50. Yeah. So so I'm pretty old school and a little bit Luddite. Yeah. So I like to, I do Instagram and that kind of thing, but when it comes to my art, I do tend to stay away from the technical stuff. want to move paint around and take it quite slowly.
Oh, nice. And what are you inspired by? Like, what makes you do your work?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think why people paint perhaps is that it's ingrained in us. Like it's a biological thing. You know, it's like a primordial thing that goes back to cave painters and, you know, the Neanderthals drawing abstract forms on walls. I think it comes from that in a way. But, you know, it's everything in life. It could be other artworks. It could be conversations. It could be, you know, me returning back to Aotearoa and seeing family and thinking about where I came from and, you know, ideas about colonialism going somewhere else. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like it's all, you know, it's the rolling stone that accumulates all the moss. You know, it just keeps on outlaying stuff and you know, the ideas are always like a carrot on a end of a rope. You know, you never quite reach it because there's always new stuff coming where you can do it better. You know, so it's a sort of a chase that you probably will never get to the end of it. Which is quite fascinating. Yeah,
exactly. And I have to say, your accent is so chic. It reminds me of like boarding school and everything.
Thank you.
And just to remind everybody that you're in booth 35, correct, at the Spring Break Art Show?
That's right. It's under Ross Brown.
Okay.
He's the curator for our show Message in a Bottle.
Okay. And are you going to be here every day until the fair closes?
I'm going to try to. I've got to go to Los Angeles on Friday. I've got a solo show opening at La Luz de Jesus on Friday night, but I'll be back on Sunday. So I'm going to try and be here as much as possible.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question. Do you have anything coming up after the Spring Break Art Show?
Yeah, well, there's the show in LA at the same time, and then I've got a couple of other things coming up, and I'm blanking right now, but they'll be on my website and Instagram.
No worries, on the Instagram.
I try and keep those up to date.
That's awesome. And how many works do you have in this show coming up in LA?
LA has 16 paintings. And
do you have a life? How you create so much work? I love that.
Well, these go back to 2022, I think. Yeah, but I'll make work and I put it away and then I bring it out and I'll look and see what the visual links are and what the conceptual links are and then put it together. So I've always got enough stuff to pull from. I don't like painting for a show. I'd rather select out of a continuum.
You're probably like out of the artists that I speak, because I'm on season 6 of my podcast, you have great work-life balance. Because I love how you say, oh no, just 16 paintings, it's nothing. And then some artists I interview or some galleries, they're like pleading with the artists, please give me at least 2 paintings for the group show, I need it. But I love how you're able to produce so much work. That's really, really cool. And how you seem so organized with your ideas. And it reflects your work. It's so, as I said, it's like a portal almost. It takes you to like a different world. Yeah,
I think once you get a focus, then all you got to do is do it. And you don't let anything get in the way. And it's a pretty powerful thing because it's not anything that's measured by anything else. You know, I mean, it's relative how much work I do to other people, but you can always do better. You know,
I love that. So can you tell us your Instagram name one more time, please?
Sure. It's Matthew_Couper_studio.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today, Matt. It was such a pleasure.
Not a problem. Thank you so much.
I'm definitely going to check your Instagram, and I'll definitely repost it too. Good luck on the Spring Break Art Show and your new show coming up. It was a pleasure, and thank you again.
Wonderful.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online.